One of the things that I've been working on for years is minimizing or at least mitigating the level of EMF in my home, in my car, and when I travel. Now, it's a really tricky thing to do because if you block EMF, meaning Wi-Fi router, your cell phone, cell towers, smart meters, all of those sources of EMF, then you don't have service. Your devices won't work. And so the trick there is how can you still use technology but use it a bit more safely? Rather than cutting off the connection from the outside world, what the Somavedic does is create a harmonic field in your environment. So these devices, using precious and semi-precious stones, emit frequencies that are more aligned with your biology, and your biology likes these frequencies more, to put it simply, than it does your Wi-Fi router and the smart meter on your neighbor's house that's blasting through your living room. So I put the Somavedic devices all over the property here. I have one in my Zen den, which is my biohacking / meditation cottage in the backyard. I put this little traveler unit in my car and just permanently plug it in with a USB. And when I fly, most of the time I take this with me, although they're made of glass. I discovered that the hard way on my last trip to Costa Rica, wherein I broke mine in my suitcase, so they're a bit fragile, but I do travel with this one. And then I keep one in my office near the Wi-Fi router, and the other one, this one actually I use to harmonize my water. And there's some really interesting studies on their site about restructuring water when you have one of these close by. And that's one of the things I really love about this device, is they're always working on new studies, and people are submitting different testimonials and doing all kinds of different trials to see what they do to not only the water in your house, but the water in your body, the water that makes up your blood and all of your other fluids. So when something restructures water, it really gets my attention, and that's why I keep this one in particular underneath where I store all of my spring water in glass. So I'm really stoked about this type of technology. I'm really looking forward to more of these things being developed so that we can enjoy our technology and live in the world we live in, and not have to be kind of the boy in the bubble and wrap ourselves in tinfoil to live our lives. I mean, I love my cell phone. I love having the ability to be wireless at times, although my dream is to have a completely wired house someday, but at the moment I do have to use Wi-Fi. I don't have cell service at my house, so it's a delicate balance to kind of deal with this stuff and be able to live your life and have the conveniences of technology, but at the same time not compromise our health. So that's why I'm really into these Somavedics. And not only that, they look really cool. I mean, they're just like beautiful. This is the Somavedic Medic Green model, and this is a really good product for a whole house. If you live in like a 2-bedroom house, this is kind of their flagship product. This gorgeous little beauty right here is called the Medic Amber, and this is one of their more expensive models. It's hand-blown glass. It's pretty damn fancy. Another thing that's really cool about the Somavedics is they also work on geopathic stress, which is a really interesting form of EMF. Geopathic stress is caused by cracks in the earth or different water veins that run underneath your house. And in this house right here, I actually had the whole place tested by my friend Brian Hoyer, who tested for magnetic fields, electric fields, RF fields, radio frequencies, all of that stuff. But he also tested for this geopathic stress, and you do that using dowsing rods. You walk through the house like this. I wish I had a demo of it, but you walk through the house with these dowsing rods, and they'll stay straight. You're just holding them very loosely. When you cross a geopathic stress zone or a ley line in the earth or a water vein under the house, they'll boing, they move on their own. It's really spooky stuff. It's kind of witchy. But there's a lot of actual research behind that, and dowsing rods are actually used by people that want to find a well on a property. So there's something about the way they work that finds breaks in the surface of the earth or water veins under you, and when you're living on top of one of those, it creates a really kind of disharmonious field in your house wherever you happen to be. So you definitely don't want a geopathic stress zone like under your office or under your bedroom. Mine happens to be, of all places, right under my bed, and the way this house is set up, there's nowhere else to put the bed unless I wanted to live in the living room, and I don't want to do that. So I've got these things installed, as I said, all over the house, and I'm really secure in knowing that they are helping to harmonize the geopathic stress as well. Now, there's one thing you might want to be aware of, and they do have a red model now. So the red one I don't have yet, but I'll be using that one more on display at night because I don't want a bunch of blue light. Like this one makes a really beautiful blue-green light at night, but later at night I don't really want to be emitting those because I don't want to interfere with sleep, etc. So there's all sorts of different colors you can work with, and unlike some EMF devices, these actually look really cool and pretty. So that's what's up with the Somavedics.